Ladies and gentlemen, you know what it is. Hip Hop Mike live here from Los Angeles. We are at Svan in downtown LA, which is a beautiful place. We are sitting on a $4,000 couch right now.
Wow, this is what $4,000 feels like.
This is what money will get you.
Okay.
And it's luxurious, I feel like.
All right. I feel like this is not the type of furniture you're supposed to sit on.
Yeah, me too.
Like this goes in that room that you're not allowed to go in.
Jamar's spray painted mohawk kind of made me a little nervous, I'm gonna be honest. But he didn't get any orange anywhere on this beautiful.
Yeah, it stayed on the hawk. Hawk stay in the sky, you know what I'm saying?
But I'm here with Rob Haze, ladies and gentlemen. In case you weren't familiar, my man.
What's
Pleasure.
good? Oh,
nice
yeah,
to meet you.
you know, in these times, I ain't shook nobody's hand on camera in a long time. I'm good. I wash my hands in the bathroom.
I'm sorry. Me too. I keep everything sanitary.
Yeah.
Unless Jamar touched something, then we might both be in trouble.
We done dapped him up, but I think we good. That bathroom in there is dope. I like bathrooms where there's a mirror while you peeing. Then, you know, if somebody try to sneak you can see behind yourself. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Well, I mean, I didn't really know too much about you till today. Billy Jr. hits me up, and he's like, yo, you got to link with Rob. And I seen you do a lot of stuff. Like, I brushed up a little by listening to some of your other interviews.
Okay.
You're a writer, a stand-up. What else? I mean, what's everything
According to IMDb, I'm an actor and a composer as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
What does a composer do?
Make music.
Oh, okay, so you make music.
Yeah. Well, no, I've made music for a television show that I write on.
Oh, okay.
So therefore, they call me a composer.
Got you.
So it's in there. It's in the resume. You know, it's in the bio. I'm a composer as well.
And you live out here in LA, but you from Atlanta, right? If I'm not
Atlanta.
mistaken.
Yeah.
So how does somebody from Atlanta get into all this? Like, because stand-up is mostly like New York, LA type of thing, right?
That's a very New York thing of you to say.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not even an LA dude.
No.
You at the Cellar, right?
There's a lot of stand-up in Atlanta.
Okay.
But, you know, I moved to New York like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I moved to New York. And, you know, for me to elevate in stand-up, I had to move. But that's not true for everybody. Like, some people have made it through the ranks of stand-up and stayed in Atlanta. But just personally, me living in the same place my whole life, I need to expand and grow and, you know, be in other situations and see how y'all live.
Was stand-up the first, like, thing that you wanted to do in entertainment?
Yeah, I mean, I think as a child, I wanted to be an actor and a director and screenwriter and stuff, but I think I didn't really see stand-up as like a lane. I kind of saw it as like if nothing else works out, you know, like, and then, I don't know, once I turned like 21, I was like, all right, well, you know.
We doing it.
And then I just, been running ever since.
What were you doing, like, I guess as a regular job, like, before all of this?
As a regular job, I worked at CNN for a while.
Okay, so you've been around entertainment.
Around entertainment, but, you know, that was more on the news side. It was kind of serious over there. I worked in the library for a second when I was in college. Yeah, you got to be quiet. So, yeah, I'm just, you know, thinking of stuff all day, and then when I leave the library, it was unleashing on people.
I got you.
And that probably had me more turned up.
Yeah, you have like a reserved, like, gotta be low, and then you come out the library talking hella shit.
You do a shift at the library and then go to the club, you about to be off the wall. You know what I'm saying? You don't even need no drink. You just happy to be making noise, happy to be rapping out loud, happy to be stepping on the couch, you know?
Who was it or what was it about, like, comedy and entertainment that attracted you so much? Because I'm sure the news, you didn't come out like, I want to be a newscaster one day.
I mean, no, I think I knew I wanted to, like, be funny and make people laugh, but I didn't know if I could be that person. Like, I was a dude in school that would sit behind the class clown and say stuff, and then they'd say it louder and get the love. Like, I was always a writer or, you know, ghostwriter or whatever.
And then you got, like, the confidence, I guess, to do this? Or, like, what gets you the first time on stage, I guess?
You know what? I was in a place where I was alienated, and I felt like I didn't have any friends. I felt like I ain't have like nobody who like the people I was closest to kind of stopped messing with me. So at that point, it was like I have nothing to lose. I can't be embarrassed because there's no one to ride me out. I'm literally a loner right now. So getting on stage was nothing. That stage fright was nothing. And then from there, it was like I found myself.
When you first got on stage, was it like you had prepared stuff, you had studied comedy at all, or it was just freestyle?
At first, I was going up at poetry nights and making fun of poetry night. So I would write a poem during the show about everybody else's poem.
Oh, shit.
And then go up like first on the open mic with a poem about the show that everybody just saw. So that was like going crazy. And then I started making funny poems. And then I started making jokes.
Was you like hated at poetry night?
Yeah, but and not even just like the students, because they kind of, everybody's kind of nervous. They kind of don't know what they're doing. So, you know, if you call them out on something, they kind of feel like, all right, but, you know, he's still a part of the thing we're doing. But they would bring in real Def Poetry Jam people, and they would not like it because they were like, yo, we don't get paid like comedians get paid. And once they said that to me, I was like, okay, so comedians getting paid, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I was one of them.
Do comedians get paid, or is it the writing? Because, I mean, to have the writing ability, I feel like would be so lucrative long term.
In comparison to spoken word artists, comedians get paid.
Okay.
Like, what do they get paid what they deserve? No. Do they get paid, you know, compared to like a lot of different jobs for the amount of work you put in? Definitely not. But compared to spoken word artists, those spoken word artists, comedians get paid.
Where does the first look come from for you?
Where does what?
Like the first look. Like, I mean, you working at CNN, you doing, sounds like stand up on the side, you writing, you doing this poetry. What's the first time that it becomes kind of like, all right, I'm gonna make this a career? Or was it constantly pursuing that already?
In my head, it was already like, you know, figuring out shifts to do in the daytime so that I could do comedy at night. Like, it was always comedy in my mind. But I think there's a couple moments that probably made the connection for other people. You know, whether it's, you know, the first time you do a show on the road, the first, you know, time you close out the club, close out the show, you know, opening for big people when they come in town, you know, going on the road. Like, there's little things that, you know.
Is it like music where like you want somebody to almost discover you, or like what puts you on the road? Is it that the word of mouth spreads, social media?
At first, it's having a whip.
Okay.
At first, that whip's gonna.
You gotta put yourself on the road.
The whip's gonna get you on the road before your funny will get you on the road. So it's like, all right, you got a valid driver's license. Let's go.
Go.
So then, you know, you driving vets around and stuff. Then after that, it's really, you know, it's super merit based at first. It's super
you go
based
to these
off,
clubs and just like they're open mics, or
no, I'm saying like, okay, so a vet will have a show in another town. They'll see you and they'll need a ride to that town. Instead of them, you know, renting a car or them, you know, making arrangements, you the ride.
And then you get to open up.
And then you open up. Yeah. So then there's that route, especially if you're not in a like New York, LA type place. If you anywhere in the middle, that's kind of how you getting it.
But you'd be surprised, like, bro, even with me with radio, I feel like I only got that gig because I was driving around. Like, Rosenberg is the morning show host.
Driving
like,
is important.
Yeah.
And everybody, you know, everybody can't do it. Everybody shouldn't do it.
Well, and then you get seen, like, where people kind of like, oh, your driver's pretty funny.
Yeah. I mean, and a lot of it's based off, being funny, making people laugh. You know, once you start getting that bread from driving people around, you still not, you know, chilling. You still every night doing shows for free. Even though you're starting to get bread, you still doing shows for free. You know, every time you get on stage, it's an opportunity for somebody to like you. Like, it's like there's so many times I did shows and people were like, "Oh, come do my birthday party. Oh, come do, you know, my bridal shower expo. Come do my, you know, I'm having an all white party. You got all white come through, you know." It was
got an all white set.
all kind of, yeah. So all kind of stuff like that. So, you know, early on, you just happy to get on stage.
Yeah.
You'll do whatever. And then, you know, more opportunities come. Like, I'm in a place where I say no to very little stuff. I love performing. I'll do a college, I'll do a company, I'll do, you know, if I don't know the people, I'll do a family outing. I really don't like doing those, you know, because it's weird. It's weird to stop like a whole family thing and then be like, all right, this dude's about to tell some jokes.
Rob Haze, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. I did this one, like, this girl saw me at Open for Donnell Rollins. She was like, "You are so funny. I need you to do my birthday party." And when I say her birthday party, it was a pool party. It was like the Juicy video.
Oh, yeah.
It was like yo,
people
imagine you cut a lit pool party off and then say, "All right, we're going to have a comedian." It's people in the pool. And they turned around, you know, like it was a bunch of I had to get out of there.
Yeah.
It was rough, you know.
It's interesting. I didn't think of that. Like I did hear in an interview where you talked about like you want to get good at 5 minutes, do 5 minutes. You want to get good at 20, do 20. But like the atmosphere itself, especially now, I hear a lot of people talk about doing Zoom comedy and it not slapping the same way. Is the atmosphere like really essential to like the way that you want to come across? Like, could you finesse a pool party if you had planning?
Yeah, no. I mean, I finessed it. I got my bread. It just was like, all right, everybody here knows I got some bread. I got to bounce because
But it's a big energy thing. I feel like with the crowds.
But like, okay, Zoom, we do bars. We do anywhere. They'll have comedy anywhere. Like Jamar, we had comedy in his apartment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We'll do comedy in a brewery. That don't even make sense. Breweries are loud.
Yeah.
You know, like
there's a lot of shit going on.
High ceilings, like the laughs just disappear. But they got a mic, they got a stage. You know, we'll do it, and we do everything. We'll do theaters too. We'll do the Golden Globes too. We'll do the Oscars too. We'll do, you know, the O2 Arena in London too. Like, you know, we'll do anywhere.
I heard you competed in some sort of contest. Like you won a competition of some sort.
I did a few contests. I won the Laughing Skull Festival.
That's the one.
It is a national competition, and then from that got like in the Montreal Comedy Festival and stuff. So yeah.
Are comedians or are most comedians participating in these competitions, or is that something that you kind of went into unique?
The competitions kind of they're kind of changing. A lot of more festivals are just more showcases, but there's a lot. They get competitive. You know. But it's not always the best people that win. So, you know, it's just who separated themselves from the pack the most. But yeah, no, I was doing festival. I was doing whatever it took to get my name out there. I would, you know, like I did the NBC stand up. And that got me a college agent, and then I started doing colleges. And I took that college money and basically applied to any festival I could find.
Wow.
Like I took that bread and invested it in myself. And it was like, just so that I could meet the other comics in my class, just so I could see what the other scenes were like, just so I could like get shows in other markets and figure out, you know, how to do comedy other places.
Well, being out so much too, you probably start getting recognized where people are like, "Oh, I remember you had that one joke, or you was funny at that one spot."
Yeah, it's a lot of it is merit based. So doing good work in Chicago gets work in Chicago. Doing good work in Boston gets you work in Boston. Doing good work in Austin, Texas, Birmingham gets you work. You know,
just build a network out.
Just going places, letting people see me. Once they see me,
that's it. It's on.
Yeah.
Tell me about getting to see Chappelle for free and even opening up.
That was crazy. So like.
So I heard you was in a stage dive or something. Like, how does that even come about? Where Chappelle like pays attention to you as a comedian?
Like, I opened for him, and they were like, "What are you doing the rest of the week?" You know, they called the club. They were like, we need somebody that's not like Chappelle, but would be a good opener for Chappelle. And they called me up. I'm at work. They're like, what are you doing? I'm like, you know, I could be at the club in an hour. They're like, no, don't go to the club. We need you to go to the theater. So,
said the theater.
Yeah, I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, you want to open for Dave Chappelle? And so, like, yeah, my family, we were moving. We were like moving. My mom was moving houses. I was staying with my mom.
This is in Atlanta.
Yeah, and I was like, I can't like help y'all move right now. I gotta go open for Chappelle, and like my car was like messed up at the time. It had just died on me, so I had to borrow my mom's car. I drove my mom's car down there. And then
was that a valid excuse?
Oh yeah.
They was like, oh okay, it's cool.
Yeah. Unfortunately, like nobody came. I had nobody come.
Really?
Nobody. Like I had a comp to see Chappelle and had nobody to come see me. Yeah, everybody was busy. So I drive down, have one of them sets, and they were like, "What are you doing the rest of the week?"
Wow.
And I got to open for them in South Carolina. Columbia, I got to open for him in Augusta, Georgia. I got to open for him in Savannah, Georgia, and then Jacksonville, Florida.
What was the stage diving thing about? Because I heard something you was in a stage dive when you opened for Chappelle or some shit like that, or am I bugging?
I was probably lying. Yeah, that didn't happen. Yeah, no, I didn't jump off the stage at all. The stage is huge.
Okay.
There was another comic, Gilbert Lawan. He almost tripped going up the stage. So yeah, the stage was crazy.
Where does the writing gigs like start coming in? Like, at what point does that happen? Because I know you write on some TV shows now.
Yeah. So I got the opportunity to write on a really dope sketch show. It's called Sherman Showcase, and basically from writing on that show, like all these writing opportunities started coming, and yeah.
And is the writing game something that you kind of just got more into because of the opportunities? Did you always want to kind of write?
I've been trying to crack at it for a minute. Before that, I was applying to write on shows for maybe like 3 years. You know, like when I was in New York, I would, come home from shows, start working on a writing packet, work on that, leave, do a little job here, a little job there, whether it was moving or doing temp work.
Okay.
Yeah, did temp work at
like a lot of different stuff.
And Target and high school in Red Hook and just wherever, answering phones, wherever, yeah.
See, because that's something because like I said, I don't know the comedy game like that. Like, I appreciate comedy, but at the same time, I didn't realize until very recently that a comic is more than just somebody that gets on a show or does stand-up. It's like writing there's staffs of comics that are behind a lot of this. And I'm fortunate, growing up, I was around Rosenberg a lot. I met Childish Gambino, and he would talk a lot about, or Donald Glover, however, writing on these shows from the comedy's perspective. And it just never really appeared to me that it could be such a lane into so much other stuff. And it's it is very A-list for a regular kind of job for somebody that's not you could write a line for a big show and people won't necessarily know who you are, but do they know your joke?
Yeah, that's true. There's a huge ceiling, but there's also a big floor. It's a lot the variations of how people are doing in comedy and what your idea of success is and all that is, it just really depends on the person. So yeah, you could not be a household name and have a household joke.
What's your idea of success to some extent? 'Cause I know you say that you just kind of doing everything and going with the flow. Is that really what you want to do forever, or do you have something in mind that's you want to be on some Chappelle time or a sitcom time, or what's your thoughts on that?
I want to be on some make dope stuff time.
Okay.
Whether people, whether the masses gravitate towards it or not, it's just more am I making stuff that I can be proud of? Am I making, if I'm doing a show, am I doing stand up that I could be proud of? Am I doing, a movie I could be proud of, a TV show. I want to have my hand in a little of everything, but I want it to be all like to a certain standard.
Yeah, I think it sounds like that's what's gotten you even this far, is just doing it because you got a genuine love for it and not necessarily even having the agenda. Like, I mean, you talk about working attempts like to fulfill the whatever to get this done.
Man, I was, when I got to New York, I was doing whatever because I was like, this is supposed to be the Mecca. So it's like y'all have shows that start at 6 all the way to like 2 in the morning. So it's like from 2 in the morning to 6, I gotta figure out how to finance that 6 to 2 in the morning.
Yeah, and that's no joke. Like, to be able to keep up, I feel like, because comedians be outside going crazy. If you're not somebody who's like drinking and turning up, and you there really because you want to do comedy, it seems kind of cliquey, a little bit.
It can be, but it's like the cream will rise to the top. So it's like if you nice, you'll be in the clique. That clique stuff only matters if you're not nice.
Got you.
So like they can't out click you if there's ways to get through that. And then the nice people click up.
Well said. Well, you're gonna attract the energy you put out, it sounds like, too.
Yeah.
What's to come for you? What's next?
What's next, man? World domination, man. Yeah, taking over this planet. We only got 7 years left before,
if even that long
and stuff will take over. We already got one diseases when we had a double pandemic. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be out of here. So just taking over the planet in the little time we have. Sherman Showcase Season 2 comes out soon, and just look out for me. Look out for me. Hopefully in the city near you sometime soon. If not, somewhere on the internet.
Well, how do people find the shows? Like, where can they keep up with you at?
I got a website, robhaze.com. I got an album, Hazepedia, that's on iTunes, all streaming platforms, Tidal, Spotify. And I'll be on Clubhouse.
Oh, word?
Yeah, I'll be on Clubhouse.
How is the Clubhouse, like, on the comedy side of things? Is it like writer rooms, comedy rooms?
There's comedy rooms. There's a comedy club.
Really?
There's like dope rooms that you go in and have all kind of conversations. There's Flow Nightly Network. There's like all kind of stuff on there. So yeah, it's dope.
I gotta check it out. I'll be in some of these music rooms, like it be the shadiest people trying to sell ad campaigns.
Yeah, you gotta. What I would suggest anybody who goes on there, like, definitely do the industry stuff for like the field you're in, because there are connections to be made there. But I would say branch out and just listen to people who are having a conversation about something you know nothing about.
Gotcha.
Just listen to people talk about something that you're interested in, that you're not an expert on.
I think like for you too, that has to inspire so much different content.
Yeah, a little bit. It's a big old distraction too.
I
be getting distracted. Sometimes I be asleep on there.
Yeah.
I wake up and I'll be like in a room by myself. Be like 3 people listening to me sleep.
Oh man.
Yeah. I got an Instagram, Rob Haze on Instagram, ROBHAZE, and then Twitter, Robert is the man on Twitter.
Robert is the man.
That's the only one I don't got. I got everything else. Cash App, Venmo.
At Rob Haze.
Everything else is Rob Haze. Like, I was solid, but yeah, Twitter.
All right. Well, I appreciate you coming through, my brother. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you having me.
Make sure y'all check out Rob Haze. Check out all the content. This guy's funny as hell. He got a bunch of stuff on YouTube. And yeah, man, thank you so much for sitting on this expensive ass couch.
Hey, man, yeah. Next time I'm gonna buy it. Next time
right.
I'm gonna spill something on it and be like, don't worry.
Don't worry.
I already bought it.
I love it. It's coming soon.